In this video, we will learn how you can automatically create or update contact in Delivra on Google Forms response. Let's say you want every time a new response is received on Google Forms, a contact should be created or updated in Delivra. So we are going to automate this entire process using Pabbly Connect. Come to my screen to see how we do this. To automatically create contacts in Delivra from Google Form responses, let us first go to Pabbly's website. You can see the landing page of Pabbly. On the top right, you can see two options: sign in and sign up free. Well, if you sign up free, you will get free tasks every month. So do not forget to sign up. Since we already have an account, we will just sign in. Pabbly Connect. On the top right, you will see a Create Workflow button. It will ask you to name. We will simply write Google Forms to Delivra. Now it will show you two windows, Trigger and Action. Trigger is when this happens, Action says do this. So our entire automation process would be based on these two steps, Trigger and Action. Let us understand this with the help of an example. A trigger can be when a purchase is made. The action can be add the purchase details in a Google Sheet. In our case, a trigger can be when a response is received via Google Form. The action can be create a contact in Delivra. So let us begin and select Google Form as our trigger application. For the trigger event, we will select new response received. Now it will generate a webhook URL like this. So a webhook URL is basically a link that connects two applications. So let us copy this and follow these instructions as to know how we are going to use this webhook URL. So for that, let me take you to my forms. So this was a contact form that I had created. You can see the name, email, contact, address, city and country. These are the details over here. Now on the top, right next to questions, you will see a response button. Just click there. Then click on spreadsheet. Okay. We are creating a new spreadsheet. So let us create. So now you will see in our Google Sheet, it has same fields like name, email, contact, address, city and country. The same fields as we have given in our Google Form. You can see these details here. Okay, now coming back to our Google Sheet. On top, you can see extensions button. Just click there. Come down to Pabbly Connect webhooks. Then initial setup. Here in the webhook URL, we are going to paste the URL, the one that we copied from here. Remember this one? So we will be pasting this URL here. Let me do it once again to be sure. Now in the trigger column, we are going to give last column as a trigger column, that is column G. So what will happen is the moment any detail gets added here in trigger column, in column G, Pabbly will capture the data of the entire row. All right. Now let us just submit. And you will see it's configured successfully. Now we will close this. Again, go to extensions. Again, click on Pabbly Connect webhooks. But this time, instead of initial setup, we will go to send on event. So what this will do is the moment a new row gets added in this sheet, Pabbly will capture the response. Okay. Now let us go to Pabbly Connect and see what's happening. Here it is waiting for webhook response. So now what we have to do is we will have to go to our Google Forms and do a test submission in order to see if we have integrated Google Forms with Pabbly. Okay, so here is my form. I will just preview it and fill the details. So you will see we have filled in the form. Name is demo, email address is this, and this is the address details. You can see since this is just for testing purpose, I have given such names like demo. Now let us just submit the form and you will see the response has been recorded. If you will check in Google Sheet, you will see the details added over here. Now let us go to Pabbly and see if it is able to capture the response. And yes, Pabbly has captured the response. You can see the name, demo, demo's email address is there, then contact is there, Then demo's address, city, and other details are there. So this means we have successfully connected our Google Forms with Pabbly. Now on to our action step. Here, let us select Delivra as our action application. For the action event, now we will select create up or update contact. So what will happen is the moment any new response is received here in Google Forms, it will be created as a contact in Delivra. Let us connect, add new connection. So now it needs a few details: account name, email address or username, and password. Okay, so for account name, I'll take you to my Delivra account. Right on the top corner, you can see this. If you will click here, you will see the account name. Ours is Pabbly Test. So let me write that. Pabbly Test. For your, now you can write your email address here, your username. So I'm going to write that. Now I will give my password. So I have given my password as well. Now I will just save this. And you will see it's connected. Now we want to give a few details like email address, this one is required. So now let us just map it from Google Forms. You can see the email address here. But before we map this, you must be thinking, where are we getting this information, this data from? So for that, I will first take you to step 1, where we integrated Google Forms with Pabbly, did a test submission, and Pabbly captured this form response, the name, email, and other details. So Pabbly has brought exactly same details here so that we can map them. So now let us just take the email address. Here, categories. Select the category. If you have made any categories, it will show in your drop down. I haven't made any categories. So I'm just going to use skip to avoid the value. I'm just going to first turn on the mapping. Just simply write skip to avoid this value. So now here we will have to give our account name here. You can again use skip to avoid the value, but we are going to give it. We will just turn on the mapping button and I'm going to give my account name here, which is Pabbly Test, like I showed you here. Okay. Now we need full name, first name, last name. So let me again use the mapping process. Click on Google Forms and I will take the full name, which is Demo. Now comes the first and the last name. So I'm going to map the first name. Again, that is Demo. In case you have a separate fields, separate categories for first name and last name in your form, you can give the last name as well. I'm going to skip this. Now let us see if we have address. And yes, we have this address over here. Let us map it. Now city. Again, you can see the city here, New Delhi. State, I'm going to leave it. Now comes the phone number. Again, we are going to take it from Google Response. If you scroll down, you will find the contact number. Now country, you can manually also write here, but since it's showing in our Google Forms, we will take country from here. We will map this. Now before I click on save and send test request, I would like to tell you something about mapping. So these fields that we have mapped in, you can see here, the full name is there, then the email address is there, then address, city, and these mapped in fields, the best part about this is these mapped in fields from next time will automatically be updated. So what will happen is whenever a new response is received here in Google Forms, here in Delivra, these mapped in fields like email address, full name, first name, address, city, these mapped in fields will automatically pick the new data and you will not have to manually do it. So now let us just click on save and send test request. So now you will see we have received the response like this. You can see. Now let me take you to my Delivra account to see if this was actually added as a contact over there. So this is my Delivra. Okay, I'll go on contacts. And you will see this person Demo has been added as a contact in my Delivra account. This you can see the full name, the email address. So when I click on edit in new tab, you will see the other details that we had given. You can see the apart from first name and email address, you can also see the address, residential address information, the city, the country, and the contact number. So this means we have successfully integrated our Delivra and Google Forms using Pabbly Connect. I hope this video was helpful for you. For more such videos, you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube. For further queries, you can visit forum.pabbly.com, and you can also check our pricing details at www.pabbly.com.